So in the beginning of this anime, we see two kids named Xiaofan and Jinyu in a village, who were fighting sword among themselves, where our hero Xiaofan was repeatedly losing to Jinyu. But still he tries to defeat Jinyu, but then suddenly Jinyu's eyes turn red and he tries to kill Xiaofan. Seeing this, the rest of the children run away from there. But at the same time a monk comes and presses some points on Jinyu's body, due to which the consciousness of Jinyu comes back. After that, seeing such a condition of Xiaofan, Jinyu doesn't understand anything. Now that monk tells them both to go home, because there was going to be a storm, so on hearing this, both of them start leaving from there, but the estranged evil man comes and starts taking Jinyu from there. Meanwhile the monk snatches Jinyu from the strange man, but then an insect from Jinyu's hand goes into the body of that monk. Now the strange man attacks to monk with the blood poison flag technique, so he tries to stop that attack with the help of shield by putting Jinyu to the side. But that monk couldn't stop that attack, because that insect had inserted poison in monk's body. Now seeing that insect, the monk understood that this strange man had come to kill him, and taking Jinyu away was just a distraction. At the same time, Xiaofan also comes there and is shocked to see all this. Then strange man attacks monk with a dark spirit body. Then the monk destroys that strange man's attack using his Buddha hands. Seeing this, that strange man gets very angry and starts collecting lighting energy in his sword to kill monk. Seeing this, that monk makes a divine shield around him, because of which nothing happens to that monk. And then that strange man understands that he cannot defeat monk because he is so powerful despite having poison in monk's body. So that strange man runs away from there. Now he takes Xiaofan and Jinyu together because they both fainted. After which the monk starts thinking that he has to give his powers to Xiaofan, so that he can save people from trouble after Xiaofan grows up, because the monk was about to die from the poison of that insect. Now the monk brings Xiaofan to his senses and asks him if you want the same power as mine. So Xiaofan says yes. Hearing this the monk tells Xiaofan that I will give you my powers, but you have to promise me that you will not tell anyone about those powers, and quietly practice those powers daily. Now Xiaofan agrees to it. After this the monk gives Xiaofan a pill, and says that you will know its secret slowly, so Xiaofan keeps the pill with him. Now he takes Xiaofan to transfer his powers, but before taking him, he tells Xiaofan that I will give you my powers, but it will take time for you to learn them. So after I die you have to go to Lionian Temple to know about your powers. Now that night is over, after which we see the scene of the next morning where when Jinyu regains consciousness and starts looking around, his eyes are on Xiaofan, the one who was unconscious, and Jinyu brings him to his senses and asks him how did we reach here, but Xiaofan doesn't tell him anything, because monk had forbade him. After this, both of them go towards their village, and after going there they see that someone has destroyed their entire village. Seeing this, Xiaofan hurried to his house, and when he goes home, he learns that his parents are also dead. Seeing this, Xiaofan faints in fear when he regains consciousness the next day, so he hugs Jinyu and starts crying. Then there comes a messenger of the king of that kingdom, who starts taking them both to the king. On the way, the guard of the king's palace stares at the Xiaofan, because he was feeling too much energy inside Xiaofan, but then that messenger sends the guard dragon from there. Next, the messenger goes to the king and tells him that the entire village of our kingdom is completely destroyed, and there are only 3 people left in the whole village, one of whom has gone insane due to the destruction of the village. The king then invites Xiaofan and Jinyu, and asks them what happened in the village, on which Jinyu tells the king that I had fainted, so I don't know anything. The king then asks Xiaofan, but he also doesn't tell the king anything. Now that king tells the leader of all the sects sitting that we have to know the reason for the sudden destruction of this village, but before that we have to do something for these kids. And then immediately the leader of the dragon sect stands up and tells the king that I want to include Jinyu in my sect, so that I can make him a good student. After this, the leader of the dragon sect starts forcibly handing over Xiaofan to the Dozi sect, because he felt that Xiaofan was very weak. Seeing this, the leader of the Dozi sect gets angry, but then the king gives his decision that Jinyu will go to the dragon sect and Xiaofan to the Dozi sect. Here, Xiaofan and Jinyu get very sad when they come to know about this, but they have to associate with the leader of their own sect. Further, when Xiaofan reaches his sect, the students of that sect start harassing Xiaofan, but then the daughter of the sect leader, whose name was Miss Jinna, comes there, and she tells all the students that if she harassed Xiaofan, she will complain to the sect leader. Hearing this, the students stop harassing Xiaofan, Then there comes the senior of those students whose name was Songduan. He introduces Xiaofan to himself and the rest of the students. And then there comes the leader of the sect and his wife too, after which they all start having dinner like a family. While having dinner, Songduan is given the responsibility of cultivating and training Xiaofan. Now, after everyone is asleep, Xiaofan practices the monk's powers, because the monk had said that Xiaofan should not tell anyone about these powers. The next day after Xiaofan wakes up, Miss Xinu introduces Xiaofan to a dog named Yellow, and that dog obeyed all the words of Miss Xinu. Soon Songduan arrives there, and then Xiaofan and Miss Xinu go to a bamboo forest with Songduan for training. Now after reaching the bamboo forest, Miss Xinu shows Xiaofan by chopping some bamboo, which she was able to cut very easily, but Xiaofan was not able to cut even the thinnest bamboo. Seeing this, Songduan tells Xiaofan that these are special types of bamboo, that you will have to practice a lot to cut the. Hearing this, Xiaofan starts doing his practice. Now a few years pass like this, and now Xiaofan had grown up and he was able to chop those bamboos very easily. Xiaofan had also done cultivation, which increased his spiritual energy much more than before. Now let's look at Miss Xinu, who had become more beautiful than before, but she was still always ready to help Xiaofan. On the other side we see Jinyu, who had become one of the most powerful students of the dragon sect, where one day a student challenges Jinyu to a fight, which Jinyu accepts, and with this the part ends.